Thank you all. President Costin and Chancellor Falwell, esteemed professors, and all the students of Liberty University, a very good morning and thank you very much for having me at this important convocation. Today, at the beginning of Passover and on the eve of Easter, I stand before you not only as an Iranian, but as a witness on behalf of millions of my compatriots whose voices have been silenced, whose names you may never hear, but whose courage is reshaping the future of my country. I come to you today as the voice of a nation that has been silenced, a nation whose people are not able to be here in person, a nation that for 33 days was completely isolated from the rest of the world, totally without internet, without any connection, and without a voice. Let me start right there. For 33 long days in a row, Iranians lived in deep darkness. They were left without messages, without social media, and without any way to show the world what was being done to them at that moment. With no way to let their families know they were alive. Think about it. It's not 33 minutes, not even 33 hours, it's 33 days. Think. How many of you could go 33 minutes without your cell phone? Without checking a message, a notification, a headline? Now imagine 33 days not as a choice, but as a prison, right? An entire nation of more than 90 million people completely silenced because there are too many truths to be hidden. That silence is not accidental. It's the sound of an authoritarian regime trying to kill a revolution in the midst of darkness. We often talk about injustice in this world. Your teachers and pastors urge you to fight against it, but what is happening in Iran requires a stronger word: evil. Because what else would you call a system that murders its own children? What else would you call a regime that wages war both against enemies abroad and against its own people? In recent years, tens of thousands of Iranians have been killed in successive waves of repression. Just this year, less than 2 months ago, on January 8th and 9th, more than 30,000 protesters were killed. 30,000! Can you tell me some of their names? Sina, a 17-year-old who went out with his family to demand freedom, was shot in the streets and never came home again. Rubina, a young student who dreamed of studying fashion in Milan, whose family searched through rows of bodies only to find her. Borna, who once said, "If I don't go, nothing will change." He chose to go and ended up being killed because of it. Kimia, 17 years old, shot in the chest by the very forces that were supposed to protect her. Two brothers, Hazul and Reza, who protested side by side and were shot dead together in the street. And Bahar, 3 years old, killed. Not in war, not on the battlefield, but by tear gas in her own country. These are not numbers, they are lives. But the evil didn't stop there. Young people, women beaten to death in the streets. Students dragged out of classrooms and executed. Doctors assaulted in hospitals for treating the wounded. Women and men sexually abused in detention centers. Nurses and paramedics raped for helping gunshot victims. Teenagers tortured until they confessed to crimes they didn't commit. Families forced to pay for the bullets that killed their sons and daughters. This is not politics, this is not governance, this isn't even repression. This represents evil, well organized, deeply entrenched, and absolutely remorseless. But against a powerful satanic force, something truly extraordinary and pure arises. A new generation of young people and students, your peers. All across Iran, universities have become battlegrounds for freedom. The students chant, "Down with the clerics." They sing, "Death to the dictator." They sing, "This is the year of blood. This is the end of tyranny." And they chant these words knowing they might not survive the day. The dormitories were raided at night, classrooms turned into traps, university campuses taken over by security forces, students beaten, arrested, disappeared, killed. And yet they return again and again and again. And because they understand something that no tyrant can erase, freedom is worth everything. Freedom is worth dying for. You are students at Liberty University. You live in freedom. You worship freely. You speak freely. You protest freely. And that is a blessing. But let me tell you what a student protest is like in Iran. There are no safe zones. There are no administrators to negotiate with. There are no second chances. There are batons. There are bullets. There are prison vans waiting right outside your classroom. In the United States, students debate ideas. In Iran, students bleed for them. In the United States, you raise your voice. In Iran, they risk their lives to whisper and then bravely to shout. And yet their message is clear. They don't want reform. They don't want compromise. They want freedom. The young people of Iran are no different from you. They laugh like you. They dream like you. They fall in love. They plan their futures. They have hope. But their lives have been taken over by something you should never have to experience. A regime that fears them because it knows they will overthrow it. While you sit in classrooms, they sit in prison cells. While you plan your career, they plan how to survive another day. While you scroll through your feed on your phone, they live in forced silence. 33 days without internet, without connection, without the world hearing their cries. And yet they don't stop. So I ask you, what will you do with your freedom while others your age are dying for theirs? For those of you who have faith, there is another truth. In today's Iran, Christianity is not disappearing, it is growing quietly and powerfully. Right there underground, in homes, in whispers, in gatherings, hidden meetings, Iranians are finding faith at a very high cost. Pastors are arrested, Bibles are confiscated, believers are hunted, converts are threatened with execution, families are destroyed, but still they gather. Even so, they continue to pray. Still they believe. Because the faith that survives persecution is unbreakable. Because faith that survives persecution is unbreakable. Do you study stories of persecution in history? Christians have often faced this in Iran. It happens every day. There was a time when Iran represented something very different. There was a time more than 2,500 years ago when Cyrus the Great, a kind Persian king, freed the Jewish people from their long captivity in Babylon. Kind to the people, he respected their rights and their faith. He is remembered in the scriptures not as a tyrant but as a liberator. This is the true legacy of Iran, a nation of tolerance, a nation of dignity, a nation that once stood firmly on the side of freedom. The regime that rules Iran today has betrayed this great legacy. It does not truly represent the Iranian people. It fears them, and it will fall because of them. The Iranian people are doing their part. They are risking everything. They are leading this fight, but they can't. And they really shouldn't be left alone. America must be clear. There is no negotiating with evil. There is no way to reform a system built on brutality. There is only one path left to follow, the definitive end of this regime. To all the people and the leaders of this nation, you must not hesitate and never back down. Do not legitimize those who kill their own people. Stay the course, finish the job, stand firmly with the people of Iran, not with their oppressors. Because when America stands with moral clarity, it empowers those who fight in the shadows. But to you, students, I say this: you need to feel something today. Not indifference, not distance, but righteous indignation at what is being done. And at the same time, a righteous love for those who are suffering, hatred for evil, love for the oppressed. That is not contradictory. That is the foundation of the moral courage and strong faith that each of you possesses. Let your indignation move you. Let your faith guide you. Let your voice be heard. Speak for those who cannot. Stand with those who are alone. Refuse to look away. I have not lost hope because I have seen the courage of my people. I have seen young women stand unarmed in front of weapons. I have seen students refuse to kneel. I have seen a nation rise up time and time again. The end of this regime is not a dream. That moment is approaching, and when that day comes, Iran will cease to be a threat to the world. It will be a partner, a friend, a nation reborn in full freedom. Let me close with this. Right now, in Iran, there are young people your age who cannot speak, who cannot connect, who cannot even tell the world that they are alive. For 33 days they were silenced. So today, be the voice they need. Carry forward the message they left, stand in their place, and say a sincere prayer for all of them. And when history asks what you did at this moment, let it be said that you did not remain silent, that you stood up, that you spoke out, that you helped bring freedom to a nation that waited for far too long. Thank you. May God bless you, and may God bless a free Iran.